Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, staying at home. So today I have a surprise swap project share with inspirations.de on Instagram. I will link her page down below. Please go check her out. I posted 2 videos ago where she sent me this beautiful rack. So when she asked me if I wanted to do a swap with her, you know, she's so kind and generous. Of course, I was more than happy to swap with her. I call it a surprise swap because I don't know what we're supposed to make. I asked her what she wanted to do and she wants to keep it a surprise. So I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be small or big, so I kind of went in the middle. Hopefully that's okay. I did, however, suggest that we do it in a designer theme because we both love Chanel and LV. And I have been dying to do something in a designer theme for so long. So I suggested that we do that. And so my main project that I created was the embellishment book, which I will show you at the end. And of course, I created some other things. So I'll show you the other things first. First, I have a card. Instead of using my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, I decided to use one of these bigger envelopes I got from Michael's. I just put on some paper on the front and then included this Chanel perfume sticker in the corner and then wrote her name in some alphas. And I love using bigger envelopes or treat bags even for cards, because my cards are always so chunky and dimensional. So here's the card I created for her. I got this die on AliExpress and it's one piece. So I kid you not, this literally took me an hour and a half to paper piece it all together. But I absolutely love the end result. It has some perfume. It has a perfume bottle, some makeup, and a bag. I included a cute little heart charm on the bag. So I started with a base, or card base I got from Your Dollar Store with More. Covered it with some paper that I got at Michael's. And then I have a piece of cardstock I just layered on with some glitter tulle. And then included some rhinestone bling around the edges. I included this crinkly double-looped seam binding bow with a rose center. I always include flower clusters on my card, so I have this kind of peony looking flower and the 2 roses. I have a pink leaf and pearl spray. Here is the inside. I just included some pink paper, cut out this circle using a die I had in my stash, and then I fussy cut out this kind of present image from one of the papers I used in the project. So I'll be writing my message to her in this card. Next is a Memory Dex card that I created. So I created a Memory Dex card because obviously Memory Dex cards are super popular right now, and I had a really good idea of what I wanted to do. So for the top, I had some of this Paris paper left over from a previous project, so I decided to use that. Punched it using my Martha Stewart punch. I included some fluff in the middle, and then a black and white bow with a pink fuzzy heart center. The paper is another digital paper that I purchased and I printed. So for this Memory Dex card, I decided to kind of use 2 focal points. I started with some cereal box, and then for the paper, I used the Fashionista paper pad by Echo Park. I used the one with the handbags and the sunglasses. And then I edged it with some more of this rhinestone bling. And there is some fur in my bling. Hazards of living with a cat. Or 2 in my case. I have some rhinestones underneath everything just for a little bit more dimension. I included this kind of heart, crystal-y, metal-y, I don't know how to explain these, but it's a trim I got from Dollarama, and I just cut out one of the hearts and included it in the corner there. The shoe is by a die by Alina Cuddle. I just kept it very simple in the black and white color scheme, and then I just included a crystal for the bow. So for the perfume bottle, I used a Stampin' Die set by Love Nicole. And as you can see, the die is meant to be a shaker because the inside frame is connected to the out. I might eventually cut those out, but right now I'm going to keep it as is. So that's what I use to create the perfume bottle. I used some gold foil paper for the outside and some glitter silver paper for the top. Included a cute little bow. For the front, I kind of wanted to mimic an actual perfume bottle where, you know, the writing is on the glass. That's kind of what I was going with. So how I did that, because if you did this, it would wipe off on acetate. I think there's a pen you can write on acetate where it actually is permanent. I haven't been able to find it yet. So how I did this is I took a piece of acetate and then I drew or wrote the wording as well as the frame. And then I took another piece of acetate and put that on top. So this is actually two pieces of acetate. The writing is underneath another piece of acetate, or the top acetate, so that if she touches it, it's not going to wipe off. So I included some seed beads in there, and yeah, I absolutely love the way that turned out. I included some of these stickers I got from Hobby Lobby. So that's the Memory Decks card. I created a cute little embellishment. This was inspired by those snow globes that some of the designers have released. Chanel has one, LV has one, but I didn't want to use a snow globe because it's April. So I decided to use the clock die that I got from Tuesday Morning. It's by Sizzix or Tim Holtz. I can't remember. Hold on. Tim Holtz. Oh, it's actually both. It's Sizzix and Tim Holtz. So this is the die that I used. I've used it before in a previous swap, and so I decided to use it again. For the top, I just have some black and white paper. I punched it again with my Martha Stewart punch. I included this gold-edged pink tulle and then put some sequins on top. Here I created a crepe paper rosette layered on some of this pink glitter tulle, a two-tone pink and white rose, and this faux suede leaf that I got from Dollarama. So like I said, this was cut out using the die by Tim Holtz. I think it's called TikTok. Yeah. And I kind of used it as like a shadow box type thing. So I did use some foam to give it dimension. And then, like I said, I was inspired by those snow globes, so I included a perfume bottle and a Chanel shopping bag. I decided to use this girl. I haven't used her for a while. I forgot how much I loved her. So I decided to cut her out. So I blinged her up quite a bit. I included a bow flatback I had in my stash and some rhinestones in her braid. I have used some Spectrum Noir for her dress to give it a little bit of shimmer and sparkle. I have her holding a tiny resin rose. And then I gave her shoes. The one thing that bothered me about this die is she's bare feet, you know, and unless she's running in a field of flowers, she needs shoes. So I gave her some stilettos with some rhinestones to bling it up. I included another flower cluster here. This one, this kind of brown and white one, is so pretty. I had to use it. That one came from eBay, so did the other two outside roses. The inside roses came from AliExpress. I included some more of these faux suede leaves I got from Dollarama and some more pearl sprays. I have a bunch of pearls on the inside as well. This is a pink and mane bow I cut out using this gold and white polka dot paper, and then I have a heart crystal in the center. And it's just an embellishment. I thought it was super cute. I created a wand because, you know me, I love wands. And so this, I really wanted to use the rose I got from Michael's as the center. It's not super layered. At least for me, there's only 4 layers. I first started with a gold doily that I backed on some cardstock. And then I have a circle edged with this lace. I created a paper rosette. And then I have a small white doily on top of that. Again, I use the paper flower or paper rose you can get at Michael's. I need to grab some more of these. I have some gold leaves and some more fluff. And then I used these triple pearl hat pins I got on eBay. And then I cut out the word Chanel just because I think it needed something in that corner. I created a bow using some white glitter tulle. And then I have this charm in my stash. It's so pretty. It's covered in rhinestones. And then it has the Chanel logo as a dangle. So pretty. The straw comes from Party City. It's part of that Paris pack. And then I just went over the black stripes with some pearls. So that's the wand. So my main project, like I said, was the book box. This was created using a tutorial by Scrap the World. I'm sure you guys know who she is. She's an amazing crafter and she's so creative. She comes up with all these different projects on her own. I don't know how she does it. She's absolutely amazing, but I will link her channel down below. If you haven't seen her before, please go check her out. There's just so much inspiration there. So like I said, I used her tutorial to create this embellishment box or embellishment book box. And again, it's in the designer theme. So her tutorial called for a 2 1/4 inch spine. I decided to go with 2 inches, mainly because the front and back covers are 5 inches and the spine is 2 inches. That is 1 sheet of chipboard. I didn't want to use another one, so that's what I decided to do. For the spine, I used some of this ruffled trim I got from Hobby Lobby and then a string of bling. I created a bow with some sequins using this tool that has like literally crystals embedded into it. So pretty. I got that from Hobby Lobby. And then I have this bow that I got, or bow charm that I got from AliExpress, and I just have that dangled off the bow. For the front, or for the paper I used, I bought this digital paper, and it just has all these iconic sayings of Coco Chanel. And so I used that paper for the background piece. And then for the front, I have another piece of paper that I purchased, and it has like shoes and perfume bottles. Everything is covered. I'm so sorry, but you will see more of it inside. Underneath it all, I have a piece of ribbon. It goes down all the way down and then all the way across because I kind of wanted to create a present effect, like it's a gift given to her. I don't know why I bothered because I covered it all up. I used a couple of doilies, and then I cut out this lacy heart out of a die out of black cardstock. And then I have a bow I created using this wired ribbon. I think I got from Dollar Tree. Can't remember. And then a pearl rhinestone flatback I got from AliExpress for the center. This lacy rosette also comes from AliExpress. I absolutely love them. And then I used another one of these Chanel flatbacks. I think it's a charm actually. I cut off the loop and used that for the center. I have another one of these stickers from Hobby Lobby. And then here I created a perfume bottle out of pink glitter paper with flowers. You know, if you go to Pinterest, you see a lot of those perfume bottles with flowers on top. So that's what I was going for. I printed up the label that says numbered 5 Chanel and just put that on the front. And then here I cut out a saying by Coco Chanel, a girl should be two things, fabulous and classy, and I just distressed it with some pink ink and popped it on some foam. Around the edges I used some of this bling trim I got from Dollarama. For the stopper, I decided to use this resin rose. So for a previous embellishment book box I posted, I used a crystal heart that wasn't ideal because it was too flat. So was this one. So I decided to go a different route. I used, I don't know if you can see, but I used a brad. I don't know if it's probably really hard to see. But I used a brad and then glued the rose on top of that brad to give it more height and dimension so that when the tie goes around, it catches the brad. And you can't see it anymore. So I love that because it's hidden now. Okay, so here is the inside. Inside paper, I use another paper I purchased. It's all a set that I purchased, so it was all included. And it has some white bows. And so the tutorial called for 3 pockets and a box. So for the first pocket, I created some of these perfume shakers. They're all the same. The insides are all the same. The bows are different. That's all it is. And then I just printed up some labels. So I created a Chanel perfume bottle. Because out of all the designers, Chanel is my favorite. Here I decided to recreate some of those white camellia flowers by Chanel. And I created it using a dye I got from AliExpress. And then I just went over it with some Spectrum Noir to give it some shimmer. And in this pocket, I recreated some designer bags. So you can see I got a Chanel, a Burberry, an LV, and a Ted Baker. The Ted Baker I know doesn't really fit in the same category, but I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to create or what bag to create. And then I looked over and saw my Ted Baker, so I decided to recreate that. All these bags were created using one die that I got from AliExpress. All of them have like little die cuts for her use, so it's just like a little surprise. Okay, so for the pockets here, I decided to use some more of that quote paper. I cut this specifically so it says this quote is in the center. It says, I only drink champagne on 2 occasions, when I am in love and when I am not. So true. And then I included a glitter heart. I edged it with some of this pearl trim I got from Dollar Tree. Here's that paper I used for the front. As you can see, there's a perfume bottle and a lipstick, beautiful chair. And then I just included some more of the pearl trim. I used 3 different papers for the pockets. I just thought that was cuter. And then for this one, I used one of the papers from the Fashionista paper pad and then included some more trim. In the center, I just have this flat lace I got from AliExpress and then use this pearl and rhinestone trim that I also got from AliExpress in the middle. For the box, I decided to cut out a heart and went over the edge with some more of that pearl trim. The paper is the paper that I was talking about. As you can see, it's such a pretty paper. I love it so much. I did use it on the sides as well, or at least on the right and left side. So I also included the paper on the inside just to cover the acetate and finish it off. So in this box, I included some of these die cuts because they didn't fit in any of the bags. And then I included a bunch of these rosettes I created for her using the Sizzix rosette die. And I just cut it out of different papers. I layered on some tulle. And then I cut out a bunch, or printed and cut out a bunch of these fashion related images like perfume bottles and trunks. This one's my favorite with the vellum. So pretty. And I kept them pretty plain so she can embellish them however she'd like. So I just included a bunch of those in this box. So that was my project share for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe and stay healthy. This will eventually end. And so until my next video, have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.